You're not lazy. You're just addicted to comfort, scared of effort, and subconsciously choosing the easier pain over the harder growth. And today, that excuse ends. You wake up tired even after sleeping. You delay the work you promised you would do yesterday. You scroll, you overthink, you wait for motivation to arrive like it's some guest that's late to the party. And by night, the guilt hits you harder than the work ever would have. You tell yourself you're lazy, weak, unfocused, broken. But here's the truth most people never confront. Laziness is not a personality flaw. It is a symptom. It is the visible smoke of an invisible fire burning inside you. That fire is built from fear, from comfort addiction, from emotional exhaustion, from self-doubt, and from the habit of avoiding pain. Your brain is doing exactly what it was designed to do. Save energy, avoid discomfort, protect you from effort. The problem is, your future does not live inside your comfort zone. It lives on the other side of resistance. Every time you choose the easy path, you teach your brain that difficulty is dangerous. Every time you avoid starting, you reinforce the identity of a person who quits mentally before trying physically. You don't feel lazy because you lack ability. You feel lazy because you've built a life where comfort has become your survival drug. The human brain is a pattern-recognizing machine. It does what you train it to do. If you train it to escape effort, it becomes an expert in delay. If you train it to face resistance, it becomes unstoppable. Most people spend their entire lives waiting for motivation before action, but the truth is brutally opposite. Action creates motivation, not the other way around. Nobody wakes up excited to suffer, to push, to struggle. They wake up tired, heavy, uninterested. But the moment they move anyway, something shifts. Chemistry changes, identity changes, momentum begins. The reason you feel lazy all the time is because you negotiate with your weakness every morning. You ask yourself, do I feel like doing this today? And feelings are unreliable leaders. They change with mood, sleep, weather, and comfort. Discipline does not ask for permission. Discipline does not wait for motivation. Discipline moves even when the mind begs to stop. Another painful truth is this. You are not fighting laziness. You are fighting the fear of discovering your full capacity. Because deep down, if you truly tried and failed, you would have to face the truth of your limits. So it feels safer to never fully commit. That way you can always say, I could have done more. The ego prefers unrealized potential over tested reality. That is why procrastination feels comfortable but poisonous. It gives the illusion of safety while slowly eroding your self-respect. Every unfinished task becomes a quiet accusation that follows you into sleep. You don't need more motivation. You need less negotiation with your excuses. Your brain will always vote for comfort. You must become the authority that overrules that vote. The world does not reward intention. It rewards execution. And execution is rarely comfortable. You also feel lazy because your identity is mismatched with your goals. You say you want success, power, confidence, respect, wealth, peace. But your daily identity still operates like someone who avoids discomfort. Identity always wins. You act in alignment with who you think you are. If deep inside you see yourself as someone who quits when it gets hard, your actions will obey that identity. Change does not start with tactics. It starts with identity. You must stop seeing yourself as someone trying to improve and start seeing yourself as someone who does not quit. The voice in your head that says, not today, is not you. It is the survival instinct trying to keep you small. You must learn to observe that voice without obeying it. Pain is the price of growth. Discomfort is the entrance fee to the next level of your life. And if you avoid it, you pay a different price. Regret, stagnation, self-hatred. Those are heavier than effort. Your nervous system is overstimulated and under-challenged. Social media, junk food, comfort habits, late nights, dopamine shortcuts. Your brain is flooded with cheap pleasure and starved of meaningful struggle. When pleasure is cheap, effort becomes expensive. You feel lazy not because you lack energy, but because your energy is being wasted on things that do not build your future. Every scroll, every unnecessary escape, every just 5 more minutes trains your brain to chase ease instead of purpose. You feel stuck because you are addicted to feeling good instead of becoming strong. Strength requires boredom, repetition, failure, and silent effort. No applause, no instant reward. And because your brain is now wired for fast pleasure, slow progress feels unbearable. You must rewire yourself through controlled suffering. Cold mornings, hard workouts, difficult conversations, focused work even when distracted. Every act of discipline strengthens your nervous system. Every time you do what you don't feel like doing, you reclaim a piece of your power. The reason why pain builds killers and comfort builds quitters is simple. Pain forces adaptation. Comfort encourages decay. You do not rise to the level of your dreams. You fall to the level of your standards. If your standard allows excuses, your life will reflect that permission. The day you stop allowing excuses is the day your life begins to change direction. People think confidence comes from winning. No. Confidence comes from keeping promises to yourself when nobody is watching. Every time you say you will do something and you don't, you vote for the identity of someone who cannot be trusted by himself. And the brain listens to that vote. It lowers your self-belief. It weakens your courage, but every small act of follow-through builds unshakable confidence brick by brick. You don't need to conquer the whole mountain today. You need to stop lying to yourself about climbing it tomorrow. Start ugly, start tired, start scared, start slow, but start. The hardest part of any battle is the first move against resistance. After that, momentum does the heavy lifting. Your laziness is not permanent. It is learned behavior, and anything learned can be unlearned. You are not broken, you are trained in the wrong direction. Retrain yourself through consistent, uncomfortable action. Not once, not for excitement. Daily. This is not a motivational moment. This is a standards moment. You either accept the discomfort of discipline or the misery of regret. Both hurt. One builds you, the other destroys you quietly. Your future self is watching you right now with judgment or with gratitude. The choice is being made in these invisible moments when nobody is clapping and nobody is recording. This is where real transformation starts. Not in speeches, not in inspiration, but in the uncomfortable decision to act even when you feel lazy. And that decision, repeated daily, is what turns ordinary people into forces of nature. Because this is the moment where excuses try to sneak back in, and comfort tries to seduce you into slowing down. And this is exactly where people lose the war they swore they wanted to win. So listen closely now, because the truth is brutal, and it will either wake you up or expose you. You do not rise when you feel ready, you rise when the pain of staying the same becomes unbearable, and most people never let it reach that level. They numb it with scrolling, with sleep, with entertainment, with comfort food, with meaningless arguments, with dreams that sound big but feel safe. You say you are tired, but what you really are is untrained. You say you are lazy, but what you really are is undisciplined. You say you lack motivation, but motivation has never built anything that lasted, discipline did. And the voice that tells you to stop, that tells you to rest, that tells you to wait till tomorrow, that voice is not wisdom, it is fear dressed as logic. The moment you understand that, your whole life changes, because you stop negotiating with weakness and you start commanding your future. There is a version of you watching all of this right now, stronger, sharper, calmer under pressure, unstoppable in silence, and every excuse you make is a betrayal of that version. You do not become powerful by shouting affirmations in the mirror, you become powerful by keeping promises when nobody is watching, when your bed feels soft, when the weather feels wrong, when your mind feels tired. This is where you separate fantasy from destiny. You want confidence, but confidence is rented, and the rent is due every single day in the form of action. Miss too many payments and you get evicted from your own belief. The reason your mind feels heavy is because it knows you are capable of more and you keep lying to it. The reason procrastination feels painful is not because work is hard, it is because your soul is sick of compromise. Look at the people you admire for their strength. Not one of them built it during comfort. They built it in the dark, in the lonely hours, in pain that did not post on social media. Even David Goggins did not become steel because life was kind. He became steel because he forged himself in suffering that most people would have used as an excuse to quit. And you do not need his background to adopt his mindset. You only need one thing, the decision to stop running from discomfort. Every time you do the hard thing when it says stop, you add a brick to the fortress inside you. Every time you quit when it gets tough, you knock one down. You are building something whether you realize it or not. The question is whether you are building strength or excuses. Understand this clearly, your future is not decided by what you plan on New Year's Day. It is decided by what you do on random Tuesdays when nobody is cheering for you. Your habits are not small, they are votes for the person you are becoming, and right now many of you are voting against your own potential without even knowing it. You wait for confidence before you act, but confidence waits for proof. You wait for clarity before you move, but clarity comes from motion. You wait for the perfect mood, but winners work in every mood. The truth that hurts is this: the life you want is on the other side of the pain you keep avoiding. The body you want is on the other side of the workout you keep skipping. The money you want is on the other side of the effort you keep delaying. The respect you want is on the other side of the standards you keep lowering. And deep down, you already know that. That is why this message stings. That is why your chest feels tight right now. That is why part of you wants to argue with this and part of you feels exposed. You are not broken, you are untrained. You are not unlucky, you are uncommitted. And the most dangerous lie you keep telling yourself is that you have time. Time is not waiting for you to feel ready. Every day you waste becomes part of the life you later regret. You think you are killing time, but time is slowly killing the version of you that could have been great. This is not about becoming extreme or turning into a machine. This is about becoming honest with yourself. Honest about how much you scroll instead of build. Honest about how often you choose comfort over courage. Honest about how many dreams you bury with the word tomorrow. You do not need a miracle, you need momentum. Start small if you must, but start today. Do not transform your entire life in one night, just prove to yourself that you are capable of doing one hard thing without quitting. One workout when your mind begs you to rest. 1 hour of focused work when your thoughts beg you to wander. One difficult conversation you keep postponing. One early morning you keep avoiding. That single act of discipline will change how you see yourself, and how you see yourself determines how high you are willing to climb. Lazy is not who you are, it is what you practice. Discipline is not who you are either, it is also what you practice. So choose your practice wisely, because your life is not shaped by your goals, it is shaped by your routines. And here is the final truth that will either ignite you or offend you: nobody is coming to save you. No perfect moment is coming. No surge of motivation is going to hit you like lightning and suddenly fix everything. The only rescue is the one you perform on yourself, one decision at a time, one rep at a time, one uncomfortable action stacked on another. And when you do this long enough, something wild happens. The same mind that once begged you to quit starts begging you to rise. The same body that once felt heavy starts craving the weight. The same life that once felt stuck starts responding to your force. You stop asking for easy and you start demanding growth. You stop wishing for change and you start becoming it. And one day, not today, but soon, if you stay relentless, you wake up and realize the laziness you once feared is no longer your master. You built something stronger than excuses. You built a standard. You built a spine. You built a life that no longer waits for permission.